Fontana man who was killed by an unknown assailant yesterday. Olga Spina has more on the vigil and the latest on the search for the killer.
A candlelight vigil tonight for Dominique Newburn, the transgender woman found dead in her Fontana apartment yesterday afternoon.
You know, regular robbery things happen like out of the blue, but the details from the news said he got stabbed and things of that nature, so it just seems like somebody didn't like him for who he was, you know?
Dominique starred on a web reality series called Hollywood Houseboys, along with her boyfriend, in which she discussed being transgender. Friends and those in the LGBT community believe Dominique's murder was a hate crime.
It's really unfortunate that these types of crimes continue in our society, and too many people have been lost in the past because of this hatred.
Police are in the preliminary stages of the investigation and have yet to name a suspect, but they did get a new lead today. Detectives found the victim's black Mercedes-Benz at Paris Hill Park in San Bernardino. The car is believed to have been stolen by whoever killed Dominique. Witnesses saw a man leave the apartment in the vehicle just before police arrived to check out the report of a domestic disturbance and came across the grisly scene.
We're good people, and I just wish that people weren't so fearful of what they don't know. Give us a chance.
In Fontana, Olga Spina, Fox 11 News.
Well, word on the street was it had nothing to do with him being a her. It just had to do with a racial thing, which is still sad, but had nothing to do with being a gay, transgender, whatever thing. But pray for the family, and pray they catch the person who did it, because it's not right for them to do that to anybody. Gay, straight, black, white, Asian, Mexican, whatever. This is the hood pastor. I'm out.
Tears night for a woman killed before her dreams could become a reality.
You was a good person. You.
Friends and strangers came out to remember Dominique Newburn. The 31-year-old was a transgender woman. Close friends also knew her as Damon Watford.
He was cool, like he went to junior high with him, like he was a regular guy.
Tony Brown says his sister spoke to Newburn shortly before she was murdered.
We was coming to hang out with him. He texted my sister before he had passed, like he was cool. And so, like, it's really sad that somebody killed him.
Newburn was killed sometime Tuesday afternoon. Inside the apartment, you can see a hole in the wall and blood spatter. Police believe there was a violent struggle, but the cause of death is not known. A shirtless man was seen running from the scene. One neighbor says her husband saw Newburn's lifeless body.
As he walked up, he could see her lying on the floor, but she was dead. On her side. Hi, I'm Dominique Beckham.
Newburn was an aspiring actress. This is video of the 31-year-old on a reality show called Hollywood Houseboys. On the show, Newburn describes what it's like to make the transition from man to woman.
Me being a transsexual, going through changes, you know, I have to take medication.
It's not clear if being transgender was a motive for the murder, though Newburn's friends are worried that it might have been. They always supported her.
Imagine if you had a friend from junior high and then they changed, you would still be their friend, right? Like, it's not a lifestyle choice that I'm with, but I'm not against it. Like, it's something that he chose, so that was dangerous.
And Newburn's Mercedes was stolen after the murder was carried out. It was recovered today by police. They are, of course, continuing to follow any leads they have. Reporting live in Fontana, I'm Tom Waite, CBS 2 News.
Abducted in Fontana Murder in his burned-out car. One of the teenage suspects has now committed suicide. KCOM9's Bobby Cable has more on the unexpected twist and what the victim's family is saying.
One of the suspects, Richard Gonzalez, apparently committed suicide last night while in custody at West Valley Detention Center.
That bombshell dropped today at a police news conference in Fontana. The coroner's office confirms that Richard Gonzalez was found to have hung himself last night inside his jail cell. He was discovered by his cellmate just before 7 p.m.
The family's in shock, not sure how to deal with the emotional part.
Gonzalez, who is dead, was one of 4 people arrested and charged in connection with the July 26th murder of Fontana resident Alex Padilla. The 40-year-old husband and father was found dead in his car as it burned. Alma Quezada and her 18-year-old son Edward Morales both made court appearances this morning. Morales, who dated Padilla's daughter, is charged with murder, and Quezada, along with her other 17-year-old son, have both been charged as accessories.
I believe the other 2 suspects were not aware of it either, because when they announced it in the courtroom, the other 2 suspects were looked like they were complete shock.
Padilla's wife and daughters appeared at today's briefing by police, where investigators revealed more details on a potential motive for the murder.
It sounds like they went there to rob him, and they ended up kidnapping him and killing him.
We received a lot of calls that led to this arrest, and I can say that I can finally put my husband to rest, knowing that justice will be served.
Investigators had already conducted interviews with Gonzalez prior to his death, so they say his death will not impact the case against the other suspects. In the meantime, the Padilla family is petitioning online for an Alex alert, which in effect would be an Amber alert for adults. They want to see it on the books here in California. In Fontana, Bobby Cable, KCAL 9 News.
Here we are in Fontana, and this is, I guess, what you would call the Hispanic turnout. A few blacks, a few whites, but mostly all Hispanics. And you can see right there, A through E, that's me. This is, I'm gonna vote. I have a chance to either vote for Obama or Romney. Obama really hasn't done much, made a lot of promises that he couldn't do in 4 years. Romney, self-proclaimed Mormon, and on the outside, if you don't know anything about the Mormons, they look good, but on the inside, their belief system is very racist. So I'm not sure if that holds to the American dream. But Obama is pro-Muslim and actually is anti-American in some of the things that he does. I asked my black friends, who are you voting for? They said Obama. Asked white friends, who were they voting for? They said Romney. Asked the Hispanics, and they were right down the middle. So I guess we'll see what happens. Last time I checked, it was 78-88. All right, and I'm out for now.
A teenage rape victim is being held in jail to make sure she appears at the trial of her accused rapist. Prosecutors say they had no choice but to jail the teen, otherwise they could risk letting a rapist go free. Her lawyer is fighting to get her out. ABC's Diana Allen is live in our newsroom with more. Diana?
Well, Ellen, her attorneys were hoping the girl would be free today, but that did not happen. Instead, the court wants more time to decide if prosecutors should have their way. For more than a week, a 17-year-old girl has been held behind bars because she's the alleged victim of rape at the hands of this man, Frank Rackley.
Cut his balls off.
Here in his Facebook photo.
You can't stop all over her rights and put her in jail when she's a victim, re-victimize her, and treat her like she's the criminal.
Prosecutors say drastic measures were necessary to ensure the teen showed up in court. They say she's already missed 2 hearings and several meetings with the district attorney. As a result, they were forced to drop and refile the case. They fear without the teen in court, Rackley may be freed to commit another crime.
We do have to balance the overall protection of the community when we're making that decision.
According to court documents, Rackley met the then 16-year-old girl at this train station,
Bastard.
threw her into his truck, drove to a dark area, and raped her. He's also accused of raping a prostitute who identified him through the swastika tattoo on his chest. He was accused in 3 additional rape cases, but those were subsequently dropped. Prosecutors say they need the teen in court to make their case against Rackley, whether or not she's willing to testify.
Peckerwood, white trash.
Cannot be compelled to do.
Right now, not even the first thing on her mind. Right now, just her freedom.
Her attorney
trying to look like a cholo anyways.
To be jailed, and has suggested an ankle monitoring bracelet as an alternative.
White trash skinhead.
The judge ruled the teen must stay in state custody until April 16th, the date of the next hearing.
Leave him out. We'll take care of him.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News. David.